What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Star Wars Exchange for another small, bite-sized review. Bad Batch this week was really, really good. We wanted to talk about it, so we thought, why not? We've just done our Mando review. Let's talk about Bad Batch real quick. Of course, joining me today is Mike. How you going?
Great.
And of course, back Parks. He's still on. He's still on the line from Mando, so we thought we'd throw him in here because he has a very strong history with Star Wars animation with all his videos. So yeah, let's talk about it. This was a fantastic episode. It's the second time we've seen Crosshair this season. He's back. What an emotional roller coaster we went on. That was intense. Parks, what did you think?
Boy, season 2 in short has been a bit of an up and down roller coaster. My opinion on the season doesn't fall too far from the sort of tree that you guys have sort of posited over the last many reviews you've done of the show. But this episode was for sure very special. A Crosshair episode, so you're already expecting something really good. They save this guy doesn't appear enough in the show for how good his episodes are. His episode with Cody was really good. This was such a fascinating episode full of ambiguity, a big character development bit for Crosshair, a bit more of the world building of the Empire, a bit of a look at sort of the cycle of like use and abuse of the Empire and sort of the retirement of clones and the new stormtroopers that are coming to replace them. Some new interesting characters. Mayday, what an amazing beard that guy has. It's probably half the budget of the episode, to be honest, just animating that guy's beard. He was very interesting. And the whole winter setting, it's all very evocative of help me out here, Rebel Stands. What's that episode in season 2 with Zeb and Callus?
The
Honorable
Ocean
Ones. Honorable Ones.
The Honorable Ones. Yes.
Yeah.
Points to Mike.
I thought you were asking for the planet name, and I was like, I got no.
Yeah, Ari, don't make excuses.
If you did, I'd have given you 2 points. That's even crazier. But no, they're very reminiscent of that, but definitely going off in a different direction. I wanted to say the whole episode really reminded me of I tweeted this out earlier, but there was a movie I watched in college called The Ascent. It was released in 1977, so the same year as Star Wars. It's a Soviet film about 2 Soviet soldiers who are lost in the wilderness, and it's all about survival in the cold, and there's some ramifications at the end that I don't completely remember, but when I watched it, it really struck me. And to me, this feels cinematic inspirations once in a while make their way into the material of these animated projects. And to me, that felt like something where I was like, man, like, I don't know what inspired them on this, but that was like that just sprung to my mind so much with this. Survival in the cold is like a really scary, palpable thing. And yeah, just like such an interesting journey for Crosshair in this, and his character moment at the end was so. It's rare for me to actually get me to clap at something when I'm watching something just alone in my room, but when Crosshair, of course, spoilers, shoots this Imperial officer that's been commanding him to go get this cargo out in like this cold wasteland. I was clapping because, and this is the amazing thing I think about how the show is written. Crosshair is the show gives you so many reasons to detest this guy, but yet so many more reasons to root for him, and for him to get out of his situation. And that's what he does here. But then he ends up somewhere even more worse and more ominous. There was just so many really good sequences in this. Deactivating the trap mine. That was nerve-wracking as heck. The Kiner brothers going all out with the music. I especially loved, Crosshair has like this motif that you hear throughout the show. The boom, boom, that sort of goes with him. It had like a more orchestral approach when him and Mayday were going through the snow, which was really interesting. Yeah, a lot of scattered thoughts there, but it was just really special episode for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think I would have appreciated this episode way more if it didn't drop the same day as a crazy Mando episode, which we can't get
Yes.
into because of spoilers. But it kind of sucks because immediately I went for Mando instead of this when I would have been eager to watch a new Bad Batch episode. But I was like, you know. But I thought this episode showed the humanity in Crosshair that I thought we'd never see. And I absolutely love that. So I'm like calling this the humanity of Crosshair episode. It also was a very much depression episode. I just got like depressing moods from it, and I'm like, oh, I could see myself putting this on whenever I'm feeling down or low, just to exude those feelings onto the screen. And reminded me a lot of The Shining. I don't know if it was because of the snow or some of Stanley Kubrick's work, but it just felt hauntingly. I got like this haunting feeling from it where I just kept checking to see when it was going to be over because I was just feeling dreadful. So I felt a lot of Shining vibes in here. And then raises actually, and we saw blood in the snow. I thought that was very interesting. We never really see blood in Star Wars animation, and I thought that was curious. Ari, did you have a thought on blood in the snow?
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, that's cool. I thought it was cool too.
I was like, oh, there's blood. I think the last time we seen it was in Clone Wars.
Yeah, it was the first time you see like red blood in Star Wars animation. So,
well, wasn't it when Count Dooku cut his hand and it was the Sith ritual, and you saw a drop of blood go? Pew, pew,
oh yeah,
maybe you're right. Yeah, okay.
I am right.
Well,
I'm right.
Joel Aaron on Twitter was wrong then, who actually
wrong.
works on these shows. So we're gonna have to call him out for that.
I did see that, but I thought of the Count Dooku one. But and it also just felt like a short like a short film, and it was so beautiful just because it was a self-contained story, and obviously there's things that are carrying over with the Crosshair character, but it just felt like it's such a self-contained story where I'm like, if Disney was ever not so stingy and they released Blu-rays or video releases for these home video, I would just pull out the Blu-ray as soon as I brought it home from the store and put this episode on. Like, I'm just like, oh, like this feels just I just love those self-contained episodes. And whenever I would get Rebels, like I think you just mentioned the honorable ones. Yeah. One of the first episodes I went to, I was like, oh, we gotta watch the honorable ones. And this is one of those moments. And yeah, this Mayday character was so brilliant and so interesting and so different than what we've seen of some of the clone troopers, some of our favorites before. And I was just like, yeah, stick it to that lieutenant guy. So it just
that moment where he's like lieutenant and like he stresses every syllable of that word. The turn is slow. God, perfect moment.
And I love the Dengar look on him totally with all the look like bandages on him, but it was the wool or fabric. But the character design looked great. Overall, I like this episode. I feel like I have to watch it sometime when it's not Mandalorian so I can appreciate it more. But yeah, I overall liked it. How about you, Ari? What are your overall thoughts?
I absolutely loved it. Same as you, though. Really wish it didn't drop at the same time as a Mando episode. They were just two completely different vibes. I like this.
There are 5 days of the week, Disney. There are 5 days of the week. Exactly. Pick more than Wednesday, please.
Exactly. I actually like this more than the Mandalorian episode, though. I thought it was fantastic. I'm not gonna say this is a fact yet, but it's so close to potentially being my favorite episode of the series. Like I was really in love with it.
Yeah.
Like you said, Mike, with the sort of the depression vibe. I guess I sort of thought more like an emo vibe. I really just messed with that in the best way possible. I loved like you mentioned, Parks, sort of the snowy feeling of it all. I kind of just want to like, when it's dark, just like rug up in my room and like watch that episode like in bed or something like that. It was just such a great vibe. I never thought we were going to see this much humanity in Crosshair. I think it's so compelling because the character is so deeply complex, which I just love. And yet the Mayday character was great because he immediately made an assumption about Crosshair that he had the attitude of any other clone, which he didn't. But then by the end of the episode, Crosshair's attitude is pretty closely aligned with Mayday. So yeah, great character, super cool design. That lieutenant.
And
sorry, go.
I just want to throw in quickly, like, and it's so like interesting because all the way back when we met Crosshair, he had such a problem with regs.
Yeah,
look where he's at now. He sacrificed.
They're the only people that he can get along with as well.
Exactly. Like that's all he's got. You know.
Yeah.
And shout out the scary falcon or hawk, whatever was circling the sky. That was so haunting.
Yeah, ominous.
That was epic.
Such a small detail they could have left out, but it made everything
added,
so much more eerie.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there just felt like there was depth and substance to this, which is always what I'm looking for in Star Wars. And yeah, that lieutenant guy, what an absolute ASS. Like, I'm so glad he got shot. Like, I thought that was just, that whole sequence was great. Him being on his knees, like from the point we've seen him to see where that path has taken him, it's just perfect. It was just perfect. Like, I love the trap mine. The music was so great. Just the vibe, the ominous vibe was fantastic. The fact that it was all for stormtrooper armor that the clones could have been wearing because they needed more armor, that just makes it so much better. Talking about the fraudulent empire and all that. And then of course the Crosshair saying he'll never carry dead weight, all for him to of course carry Mayday through the snow. Was so powerful.
Beautiful moment. Just seeing two soldiers survive together for that long in the snow, and he left. Crosshair left his helmet behind. Man,
it was.
I don't want that character to suffer anymore. I'm on Crosshair's side.
And then all for it to lead to Mount Tantus and connect to the larger story just makes me excited for the rest of the season. I haven't been excited for this show for a while. So really good episode. I 100% say it's my favorite of the season. I don't know if it's my favorite of the show. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. How about you guys, Parks? What would you give it out of 10?
Yeah, it's a 9 out of 10 for me. This is definitely top tier Bad Batch.
For sure.
Just so many memorable moments and stuff that is just going to strike me on rewatch. Just excellent stuff.
Definitely. Mike, how about you?
Love this episode a ton. I appreciate it sooner rather than later. Omega and Crosshair are going to meet up again once they teased last week that Omega was going to be in prison and they were going to go hunt for her. She's coming. The Crosshair and Omega will be back, and those conversations always hit me.
Juicy.
But I'm going to give this episode an 8.5 out of 10.
Very good. That's all we've got for you today. We'll keep covering Bad Batch as long as it stays like this. So make sure you follow us at the SW Exchange. Give us a 5-star rating, subscribe, follow Parks. All the links in the description. See you later. May the Force be with you. Bye.
Bye. This is the wrong show. Bye.